December 13, 2025. The Turkish cargo ship Viva sails the Black Sea, carrying sunflower oil, not weapons, when disaster strikes. Out of nowhere, a drone appears overhead. It's not a surveillance drone. It's armed and hostile. The drone slams into the Viva, triggering a deafening explosion. Panic erupts among the crew. This was no accident. The Viva, a civilian vessel, was deliberately targeted. International law forbids attacks on non-military ships, but in the Black Sea, those rules are being shattered. Ukraine quickly blames Russia for the strike, escalating already high tensions. The attack is a chilling reminder. The conflict between Russia and Ukraine is no longer confined to land, it's now at sea. For the crew, a routine voyage instantly becomes a fight for survival. The captain scrambles to assess the damage. Is the ship sinking? Is there fire? The crew races to secure the vessel and protect each other. The world watches, alarmed, as the Black Sea transforms from a trade route into a war zone. Every ship in these waters now faces new, unpredictable dangers. The attack on the Viva signals a dangerous shift. No civilian ship is truly safe. For sailors, the Black Sea is no longer just a workplace, it's a battleground. The rules of the sea are being rewritten in real time. The fate of the Viva and its crew hangs in the balance, and every ship that follows must now navigate a sea of uncertainty. 11 Turkish sailors were on board the Viva, each with families waiting at home. Their mission was simple: deliver sunflower oil from Ukraine to Egypt, a lifeline for kitchens far away. These men weren't soldiers. They were civilians, caught in a conflict not of their making. The attack turned their routine job into a nightmare. The crew's roles, captain, engineers, deckhands, became critical as they worked together to keep the ship afloat. Far from help, they relied on training and teamwork to survive. Their safety became the only priority. The world rarely sees the faces behind global trade, but these sailors are its unsung heroes. They endure storms, isolation, and now the threat of war. The sunflower oil they carried was meant for dinner tables, not headlines. Yet, in an instant, their peaceful mission became a symbol of how war disrupts ordinary lives. The attack on the Viva is a stark reminder. Even those far from the front lines can become targets. For these sailors, survival was no longer about the sea. It was about escaping a war they never chose. Their story is a powerful testament to the human cost of conflict. Against the odds, all 11 crew members survived the attack unharmed. Relief swept through their families and the global shipping community. The crew, shaken but alive, quickly checked the ship for damage. The explosion could have caused a fire or sunk the vessel, but the Viva stayed afloat. The captain made a bold decision: continue the journey to Egypt. This act of resilience sent a message. Trade and life must go on, even under threat. Ukrainian officials stayed in contact, offering support as the Viva pressed forward. The crew's calm response turned a potential tragedy into a story of courage. But the attack was a warning. Next time, the outcome could be far worse. The safety of sailors in the Black Sea is now a global concern. Every voyage is a gamble, and every crew faces new risks. The Viva's survival is a rare bright spot in a darkening sea. But the threat to civilian shipping remains, and the world is watching. The lesson is clear. Luck saved the Viva this time. Next time, it might not be enough. The Viva was struck in the open sea, far from any coast, inside Ukraine's exclusive economic zone. This area, under international law, is Ukraine's to protect, but it's vast and vulnerable. The attack happened outside the reach of Ukraine's air defences, leaving the ship exposed. Whoever sent the drone chose this spot deliberately, knowing the Viva was defenceless. The Black Sea is a busy artery for global trade, but now nowhere feels safe. The message to shipping companies is clear. Risk is everywhere. If attacks continue, companies may avoid the Black Sea altogether, disrupting vital trade. The consequences ripple far beyond one ship. Food, fuel, and goods for millions are at stake. The attack on the Viva wasn't just a strike on a single vessel. It was a threat to all maritime traffic in the region. Ukraine can't defend every ship in these vast waters. The Black Sea's status as a safe trade route is under siege. Every ship that enters now faces the same uncertainty. The rules of the sea are being tested like never before. The world must decide how to respond to this new era of maritime danger. Ukraine wasted no time blaming Russia for the attack on the Viva. Officials called it a deliberate strike on a civilian vessel, a violation of international law. Ukraine's navy stayed in contact with the Viva's captain, confirming the details. They accused Russia of using fear to disrupt trade and damage Ukraine's economy. Ukraine labelled the attack maritime terrorism, meant to scare off global shipping. Russia, as of now, remains silent on the incident. The world is left with Ukraine's account and mounting evidence. The international community waits to see how Turkey and NATO will respond. The Viva wasn't the first Turkish ship targeted. Just a day earlier, Russian missiles and drones struck Ukraine's key ports, damaging 3 other Turkish-owned vessels. One ship caught fire, forcing a desperate battle to save it. These ships were in port, not at sea, but still became casualties. The attack sent shockwaves through the shipping industry and raised insurance costs. The message was unmistakable. No ship anywhere in the Black Sea is safe. The escalation from port attacks to open sea strikes marked a dangerous new phase. Civilian ships, once neutral, are now in the crossfire. The risk for all maritime traffic has never been higher. Why now? Russia's aggression is a response to Ukraine's recent successes at sea. Ukrainian sea drones damaged Russian oil tankers, part of Moscow's secret shadow fleet. In retaliation, Russia threatened to cut Ukraine off from the sea, signaling a blockade. This tit-for-tat escalation is spiraling, with each side hitting back harder. Civilian ships like the Viva are now caught in the middle. Russia's goals: punish Ukraine, scare off international shipping, and assert control over the Black Sea. The stakes are enormous. Ukraine's economy, global food supplies, and regional stability all hang in the balance. Every new attack increases the risk of a wider conflict. The Black Sea has become a chessboard for power, and civilian lives are the pawns. The cycle of revenge is dangerous and unpredictable. The world must act before the situation spins further out of control. The Black Sea is now a danger zone for every ship, not just those bound for Ukraine. Civilian cargo vessels face threats from drones and missiles, risks never meant for them. Shipping is the backbone of the global economy. If the Black Sea becomes a war zone, everyone pays the price. Insurance costs are soaring, and some companies may stop sending ships altogether. This could choke off vital exports like grain and oil, driving up prices worldwide. The region borders NATO countries, raising the stakes even higher. An attack on a NATO-flagged ship could trigger a much larger crisis. Every incident increases tension and makes diplomacy harder. The safety of the Black Sea is no longer just a regional issue, it's a global one. The world's supply chains are at risk. Every ship that sails these waters now does so under a cloud of fear. The rules that once protected civilian shipping are being ignored. The consequences could be catastrophic for peace and prosperity. The attack on the Viva is a wake-up call for the world. Civilian ships must be protected. Trade, food, and livelihoods depend on it. The Black Sea is a vital artery for global commerce and food security. International laws exist to keep these waters safe, but they're being tested like never before. The world must respond, condemn attacks, enforce maritime law, and demand accountability. Diplomacy is urgently needed to break the cycle of violence. The safety of sailors and the stability of global trade are at stake. Peace at sea is essential for peace on land. The sailors on ships like the Viva deserve to work without fear. Protecting them is about more than trade. It's about our shared humanity. The world must insist. The seas must remain open, safe, and governed by law.